Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Gold Rush Daily. Today on Friday, the last day of the week. We expect the market to close today midnight. But let's have a preview of what we are anticipating. So this is the daily time frame. We saw the price create a BOS. Then the price rallied to the daily order block, right, or the daily engulfing, and then from there, I've been seeing more lower prices, bearish prices. When you come to the 4 time frame, we have been seeing a price more of, if you look at the price action around this particular level, it was more of a consolidation. We have witnessed instances where we see gold rally, drop, right? So some bit of consolidation around this particular level. But from the 4 time frame, we can have our BOS at that particular point. And from since then, we have been seeing prices are pushing low. Looking at these, we can say that um, not really. That's the best one is to draw from at this particular point. I really use them as guidance, but I don't really like trade them. But I use them to give me some guidance in terms of what the price, the kind of trends we are in. Okay, so see the price has been respecting this level, right? This trend line here. So, but apart from that trend line, from this particular zone, we can be able to minimize that now, the 4 order block, whereby the price respected that. And after creating this BOS here, my anticipation was the price to come to these also the 4 hour OB, whereby the price reached to that particular point, almost reached to that particular point, and then we saw that price pushing lower. So my anticipation on the downside is the price to come to this particular level, right? So let's go to the 1 hour time frame so that we can be able to see maybe more precise price action. So when you come to the 1 hour time frame, because this level is quite a big level, therefore we can have our 1 hour OB there. So that's why we'll be waiting for the price, maybe probably for some potential sales. When we come to this other one also, we will have this one is quite big because you can see this is the last buy candle, or you can use this one here, the last buy candle there before the price pushes on the downside. And we still see some potentials of the price maybe first of all reacting from this particular zone. And when you look at it also from this particular level, you see the price as it has been pushing down, it has been creating several structures, break of structure. Therefore, this becomes our order block, right? Which has not been tested yet. So that's an order block that has not been tested. But one thing that I usually prefer is to be on the higher side, or maybe to increase the odds. It's good maybe to mark those order blocks from the 4 hour time frame, and then you minimize them from you minimize those order blocks to the lower time frames, okay? So that now you can have a more high probability setup, right? So when we come to the 4 hour time frame, let's also mark this order block because we have a BOS there. And then now it means this is our order block, right, where we might wait for the price to react to. Because if you look at it, that's how the price does. Here, the price creating a break of structure, and therefore, looking at this particular order block here, right, remember this is the 4 hour time frame. Actually, that order block has been tested. But let's go to the 1 hour time frame and see. So these are the order blocks that we are going to refine from the 1 hour time frame. So when we come to the 1 hour time frame, this order block, we will have it there from the 1 hour time frame. So it has not been tested yet. The price almost reached that level, but did not retest that OB. When we come here, then we will have that like that. Okay. So then now we can head straight to the 1 hour. All right. You can head straight to the 15 minutes time frame. And from the 15 minutes time frame, That's how we will have our level, right? That's how we will have our order block. If it's quite big, we can minimize that from the 5 minutes time frame. We can go all the way to the 5 minutes time frame. But before we do that, let's also refine this from the 15 minutes time frame. And also we refine this other one here from the 15 minutes time frame. Right here, the price, the candlesticks are very choppy. All right, you can see they are very choppy. So maybe we can have it to that particular level. Okay. So now these are the zones that we'll be looking at in terms of buying and selling. All right. So the bullish order block for buys, the bearish order block for sells. Okay. So, but always make sure to go to the lower time frames. You try to minimize the risk on the lower time frame, so that you can have less risk. Okay. So now, those are the order blocks. Now let's because we can draw order blocks irrespective of the trend. But now, when you look at these particular charts, right? When you look at these particular charts, let's even look at it from the daily. So from the daily time frame, we have been seeing price um trade within this particular level, right? This particular bullish peanut. It has been quite some time because this is a weekly peanut actually. We drew it first of all, we drew it from the weekly time frame. So prices have been stuck here for quite some time within this bullish peanut. Okay. So this is a bullish peanut. So insinuating that we might be able to see price break on the downside. Okay. So now with these order blocks here, so what it means is that looking at it from the daily time frame. Okay, looking at it from the daily time frame, this is the major high. All right. So also from this particular level, we can be able to say, or we can be able to agree that this is a support, a resistance level, whereby the price has been unable to break above that particular point. So what we are looking at, the best thing with gold is that irrespective of the trend, it will always obey the key levels. Higher chances it obeys the key levels. And but again, to be on the higher probability side, it's always good to look at it's always good to look at it's always good to align yourself with the trend. So from the daily time frame, we already saw a change of character here. So meaning that we might be able to see more bearish prices, right? We might be able to see more bearish prices, right? But on the bigger time frame, the monthly, the weekly, we know that that's a bit bullish. So what we are looking at is for any retracement on the downside, especially if the price comes to some key levels like the ones we have here, then this is some areas where we want to execute some buys. Okay, these are the areas where we want to execute some buys. So I will be doing another video, maybe probably next week, to explain more precisely in terms of how to trade gold. Because it's important. It's very important to be able to understand how to trade this particular pair, this gold, so that you can be able to align yourself. I'll also be sharing in details in terms of the strategy that I trade, how I take entries, how I look at it, how I manage my risk, and everything. Right? I'll be sharing that with you. Maybe probably next week, I'll be doing a video on that, and I'll share it in my YouTube. So, looking at the fundamentals today, we are looking at the Fed chair. Will be talking at 5 p.m. and we will be talking at the Jackson Hole Symposium, and this is high impact. We anticipate some high impact here because, of course, we know the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, as we'll be speaking today. Um, Remember, this will be his final appearance as the Fed chair at the high profile, and yeah, Trump is definitely looking at instances to replace him. We have seen those debates, right? So that today will be his final appearance as the Fed chair. Okay, so of course I anticipate him to be very, very, very. I anticipate that that talk to be a bit volatile. I don't know how I can put it. Okay, anticipated to be a bit the news to be a bit volatile for the dollar, and therefore it might have an impact with the dollar for gold. Okay, so this speech comes as the central bank is under mounting pressure from the White House to lower the interest rates, and Powell will address the economic outlook. Um, he will be addressing the economic outlook in terms of what maybe probably it's anticipated how the US economy is, such kind of things, right? So, of course, we've been seeing inflation being sticky because of um of the tariffs. Okay, so amid the pressure, amid the pressure from Donald Trump to cut interest rates, but Powell has stood very tight in terms of looking at it in form of the numbers. All right, he said that the data is what is going to guide the cut of the interest rates. So um, I know he'll also talk about the central bank's long-term balancing act between fighting inflation and unemployment. And it will be quite so. It's if you'll be in the markets during this time, make sure that you're at least you check on your risk well. Okay, check on your risk well because there will be some volatility during that particular time when he will be making a speech, and expected to be a very tight in quotes speech, being probably his last appearance as the Fed chair. Okay, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, I will wish you a blessed day ahead and also a restful weekend. As we go into the weekend, make sure that you log in your trades or you journal your trades. Also, you take some time to review your trades, look at some of the weaknesses or areas that you might be able to improve come next week, and also be in a point whereby you'll be able to plan how your next week will be, being now that we are entering the last week of the month of August. Okay, so with that, remember to trade with caution because of the anticipated risk today. Okay, so thank you and have a peaceful day, have a restful weekend. Remember to stay focused, to stay disciplined, and always to trade with purpose.